important because today our little Lorne is getting married. Are you as excited as I am, Eel?
I don't know about excited, but I'm certainly anxious.
Definitely anxious. Anxious is the right word there. So, welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. It's been a little while since we did this. I think this is we missed last week because you decided to go on vacation, which is outrageous. And then we missed yesterday because I was on the lull all day, so couldn't be here. So it's good to be back for a taken abroad Tuesdays on a Wednesday. How you been?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me back.
Anytime, mate.
I've been good.
Yeah, good. Excellent. So we won't muck about. We'll get straight into it. So a little bit of a recap. So we've obviously, um, they had disgusting sex, with a lot of sticking it into cores and expelling of dampness, and all that kind of stuff. But weirdly, the first time they had sex, we didn't hear anything about it. It was the second time they had sex, we got lots of detail, which I found odd at least. And then they got engaged, and basically everyone immediately started planning and having sleepovers to plan, which, each to their own. I found a bit weird. I think that was about it. What have I missed?
Yeah, it was a very long chapter. Yeah, they also planned for the baby. She's pregnant, so they did everything for the baby the first day immediately after finding out.
That's true. That's true because that's exactly how it goes. So yeah, and so now we are at the big day. So let's just say hello to everyone and then get straight into it because I can't wait. G'day to Duchess and Cybersqueak and Ghost of Tony Farmer and Sean McClure. Um, and Tranquillo, hello. Evil Little Big Nuggets, hi to you. Link Lavelle, cracking open a Bud Light for this one. Excellent, Link Lavelle. Lorne would be proud. Winnie's boyfriend slash husband, g'day mate. Dustin's 12-year-old decoy named Laura. Hello, Laura, and we are anxious to read it again. And g'day, Amy Ramirez. Hello. And Jeff Hart. And also Vexy. G'day, Vexy. Who found herself wanting to read more of this book and asked what is wrong with her. Well, whatever is wrong with you, we are all suffering from the same ailment. So you're in good company.
That's right.
G'day, some jealous basement dweller. And Hey Boo, and Anthony R, and Mistress Joy von Floofington, and Becca, and Mandy S, and also Anne O'Rourke, and Cornhole Three-Way. I love the name. Mary Hirsch, hello to you. La Senorita, hello. Kingpin, Sting, Asbury Brad, hello. And Egbert, and Slothcat, I can hear you chewing. I was wondering what that was. And Dan Jones, and I drive truck for COD, and Omega Heaver. All right, guys, I think everyone's here, so we can crack in. I noticed that Slothcat put out another video about 20 or 30 minutes ago, so maybe we'll have a break up, this fantastic literary accomplishment with a bit of that a bit later on. Cool.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. So, if I get my stuff in order here, where are we? Where's our layout? And we've got our book. Here we are. So, chapter 8. So, mate, I'll lead off, but whenever you want to jump in, just jump in and you can take over reading, yeah? And obviously, we will break this shit down to the minute details.
Oh! By the way, neither Cornville Three-Way or I could remember if we were going to change something else. So, if by happenstance anyone in the chat remembers that we were going to go in and change something, let us know because we both forgot.
That is a great point. About an hour before well, about an hour ago, I wrote to Eel, and I'm like, what were we going to change? Because I remember something happened in the last thing we read, and then we were like, I'm going to change this to this for the rest of the book, but I can't remember what it was. So if you guys can help us out, that would be great. And g'day also to Cornville's Cunthole, who's finally caught a live stream. Thanks for being here. And Jamie's new boyfriend, Pawn Large Schlong. Hello. And everyone's saying what happened to chapter 7. So did we not do chapter 7? Like, have we just jumped to chapter?
I thought we did chapter 7. I think, is it Mandy S. and Dan Jones? Were you here last time? Because we did do chapter 7, but it might, in the video description, it might just say chapter 6. But I think we did chapter 6 and chapter 7 last time.
Yes. I have a typo. Oh, hang on. I have a typo in the stream description. Do I? I don't know. I'll look at that later. Anyway, I'm sure we did chapter 7. So let's just go and have a quick look back at chapter 7. They're talking about because they're talking about boxing up their extra clothes because they're moving. And then her mother and that's over, and shit, I'm really confused. This is perfect. This is going really, really well.
I mean, it's all the same thing every single time, so...
It is all the same thing.
I'm pretty sure...
I tell you what, we'll go on with chapter 8. After this stream, I'll go back and listen to the last one. And if we didn't do chapter 7, we will do chapter 7 next time and, just kind of put it in there. Really giving the attention to detail that Lorne gave to writing this book. So I think it all marries up quite well. All right, chapter 8. The wedding day came and Kayla and Lorne both had gotten sick before the ceremony. Lorne got sick because of his nerves, and Kayla got sick because of morning sickness from her being pregnant. And look, thank God he explained that the morning sickness was from her being pregnant. I was sitting here going, what does she have morning sickness from? Like, did she eat something bad last night to get sickness in the morning? So thank you, Lorne, for clearing up that it was from her pregnancy. Sounds like we just lost Eel there, so we'll see if he comes back. Lorne lost his train of thought and his strength in his knees when Kayla entered the aisle. So he spelled aisle, I-S-L-E. So Kayla has now stepped foot onto the island. I wasn't aware they were on an island, so this is apparently an island wedding. So Kayla has stepped off the water. You back?
They're having an island wedding. Yeah. Sorry, I tried to do something. Apparently, I was breaking up a little bit. So let me know if this is slightly better.
Yes, it is a little bit. Whatever. It is a little bit crackly. It's not breaking up, but it's like a crackle in it. So I don't know.
Okay.
So yes, but yeah. So she's just stepped onto the island, and he fell to the floor of the aisle. I'm guessing. He quickly regained himself and stood back up with embarrassment all over his face. He was completely stunned by Kayla's beauty in her wedding dress. His palms grew sweaty. Mum spaghetti.
He's weak, arms are heavy.
His palms grew sweaty and his breaths got heavy as Kayla slowly approached him. Was he trying to do a poem there? His palms grew sweaty and his breaths got heavy as Kayla slowly approached him. Fucking hell. Derek, being Lorne's best man, had to quietly whisper some of Lorne's lines to him because he was so nervous he kept forgetting them. Doesn't, the priest usually, kind of read you out the lines for you to repeat? I didn't think that came down to the best man, but maybe that's just Australian weddings.
Does he mean his vows? Is that...
Oh, yeah, that's what I think he's meaning. By lines, he means vows. And yeah, so it's just referring to Slothcat in the chat, and I really should put this in the description to avoid. But yes, I in my attempt at humour have changed. So the woman The female in this book is called Brooke. I have changed her name to Kayla. I have also changed his best friend's. No, I didn't actually. His best friend is actually called Derek, which is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And what else? What else have we changed? Uh,
Kayla to Brooke to Kayla.
Yep, Brooke to Kayla. We did. Oh well, and also Aaron, who is the main person in this book,
Lorne.
to Lorne, because basically that is what this book is. This book is he is Lorne. He has written this character as himself. So I've just tried to take it full circle there. So I do apologise for any confusion. But really, he wrote this just after going to jail. I'm sure Kayla is in his mind in all of this. Cool. Blah blah blah. Stunned by her beauty, rah rah rah. Spew spew spew. Derek, being Lorne's best man, had to quietly whisper some of Lorne's lines to him because he was so nervous he kept forgetting them. He was relieved when Blake, proudly being his ring bearer, had lifted the small pillow up to Lorne and Kayla so they could slide the rings on each other's fingers. And just going back on what we were saying before about the name changes, isn't this like a funny image to imagine, grown up Kayla marrying Lorne with, Derek, ex-Derek there as Lorne's best man. Like somehow, in those 5 years of molestation and all that kind, and, isolating her from her friends and her family and basically destroying her life, Derek and Lorne ended up being best mates. And now he's there to see Kayla, his ex-girlfriend, go off into the arms of her abuser, to live a life of misery and horror. So, lovely.
Unfortunately, though, Kayla put on a few pounds, so
She
not
is
great, not ideal for Lorne, but
she is now a slight chunky, unfortunately. But Lorne is such a good guy that he can overlook that. He sees the beauty inside.
right. The hero of our story.
He is. I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride, the preacher finished. Lorne lifted Kayla's veil and placed a short but romantic kiss upon Kayla's lips. They both smiled with love in their eyes as they began to turn and walk out of the church. At the reception, Amy caught the bouquet and hugged Kayla before her and Lorne left for their honeymoon. They didn't really have much of a honeymoon because they were saving all the money they could for when the baby arrived. So, not Hawaii for their honeymoon. They settled for a weekend away from home in a nice hotel to serve as their honeymoon, with discussion of maybe in the future they would be able to have a real honeymoon. But for now, they were happy sacrificing the future bills with the baby. Sacrificing for the future bills with the baby. That's great, guys. G'day, Javon, and I am the Senate and Kitty Velociraptor, Cornville Schwarskin. Hello to you all. Time went on after the wedding, and Kayla was already in her 8th month of pregnancy. I can't believe how fast time has gone by. It seems like it was just yesterday that we got married, Kayla told Lorne as she lay in bed with her arms wrapped around him. So just a whole nother time skip. Nothing happened of any worth in those months. I mean, certainly nothing about, really pushing this whole post-traumatic stress, this whole, changing into, a psychotic killer essentially. Nothing in that time happened. Just,
Right.
just Kayla getting chunkier and yeah,
Punching her in the vagina a bunch and licking her collarbone.
Yeah, lots. There would surely be lots of collarbone licking. And g'day, Shins Koala. Yep. Are you ready to be a mummy in about 2 more weeks? Lorne asked her. Yes, I am. Are you ready to be a daddy? She returned. Yes, I am. He answered with sincerity. We still have to think about what we're going to give our baby for a name, Kayla stated. Maybe we should have the doctor tell us what sex the baby is so we can choose the name we want for it. Oh, this is very genuine and authentic conversation. I thought we agreed that we wanted it to be a surprise, Lorne asked. We did, Kayla said with anxiousness in her voice, but I just thought it would be nice to have a name ready to give it when it arrives. Well, why don't we choose a name for it if it's a boy and a name for it if it's a girl? Lorne asked.
Is that a direct line from his chat log?
I
I'm
think it
pretty
is.
sure I remember hearing. Yeah, he's plagiarizing himself. This is unacceptable.
He is, and they have already had this conversation, and I think if I remember correctly, it's going to be Hannah if it's a girl, and essentially, I couldn't give less of a fuck if it's a boy, which is long for a birth certificate, but also, well, why not name it after your dad? Because really, I don't give a fuck about that kid. That's a good idea, Kayla agreed. With everything else going on, I wish we would have thought of about that sooner.
What's going on?
Hey?
What's going on? With everything else going on, I wish we'd thought of that sooner. What's going on?
That's exactly right. You know, all of these months, what's been happening? Fill us in. Sorry, sip of weak coffee. They sat up for 3 hours that night, thinking up names of people in their families with names they liked and other names. Oh, well, fuck you, Lorne. This is fucked. Like, no, actually,
you spent 3 hours thinking up people in your family? Are you fucking? What are you, the most dense people in the world? It's like 14 people in your immediate family, max. You know?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Exactly. But also, don't fuck you, Lorne, because I shouldn't expect any better from you, you 87 motherfucker. But fuck the 5 people that said they edited this, because while you don't give a shit about Lorne, you should have fixed this shit up for the people down the track that would read this. They sat up for 3 hours that night, thinking up names of people in their families with names they liked and other names they thought of on their own. Kayla had told Lorne to keep Sunday open and not make any plans so that they could go through the baby name book she had gotten and decide on the names they would use for their baby. Wow, just shut up. G'day, Rachel D. Sunday came around and Kayla and Lorne spent the day on the couch and at the kitchen table going through the baby name book. Around 5 p.m, when Kayla was standing at the stove stirring the macaroni in the boiling water, so we finally did get the macaroni and cheese, she felt something wet running down her leg. She looked down to
Jesus Christ.
looked down to find Lorne there. She looked down to find her pants soaked with water. Oh no, she thought to herself.
She didn't say it, she just thought, oh no.
Yeah. Oh
this
no.
is the first introspective thought that Kayla has expressed in this book.
So she's just expelled a whole heap of dampness. And g'day, Smokey the cat, who says, sad I can't stay, just stop by to say hi and have to go to work. Concert thing. I will watch out for the ruse and enjoy your work concert thing. That you shouldn't be sad about that. That is definitely going to be a lot better than anything we're doing here. So
Absolutely
enjoy that. Sunday. Oh, okay. Lorne.
Wait. I have a question.
Yeah,
do you think that she expelled more dampness right here, or when she was turned on by Lorne? Just
turned on by Lorne.
Oh wow! Okay.
I think it'd be close, but I think definitely like that was expelled. Like she hasn't expelled water here; it's run down her leg. So expelled to me really represents a great.
That's like a dam breaking.
A greater stream, yeah, and like a dam breaking. And Lucinda Rita says, plot twist: she was a water balloon the whole time. Lorne just fucking a water balloon.
Right.
Lorne, she muttered. Yeah, he answered as he walked toward her, looked down and saw her pants soaked. What happened? Were you thinking about me again? He asked. My water broke, she replied. Oh, shit. He muttered as he began to grow nervous and excited at the same time. Now, he says nervous there. That probably would have been a place he could legitimately say anxious, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
Kayla reached over and turned the burners to the stove in the off position. Grab my purse, she ordered. What? Do they not have like a go bag packed? Like just her purse. She's going into hospital to, obviously deliver this baby, stay in hospital for some time afterwards. All she's grabbing is her purse because that's going to be really handy when she needs, clothes, when she needs, maybe the music that
Got a
they prepared
mixtape
to play.
ready.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that. But
right.
no, I've got my purse, so we're all good. Lorne grabbed her purse and the car keys, then quickly came to Kayla's side to help her to the car. He carefully helped her in, then climbed in himself and fled to the hospital as fast and as safe as he possibly could. He called the hospital on the way there so they would be ready and waiting at the emergency entrance. So they just he's called up the emergency room to, and they're just like, clear everything, guys. Lorne and Kayla are coming in to give birth. So,
That guy's dying on the emergency room table. Get him out of here. Lauren's coming. Get quick.
People are coming in missing arms and legs, bleeding out. We've got no time. Get them away. Send them to the car park. If they're still alive when we've delivered this baby, we'll see what we can do for them. Fucking idiots. Fuck you. Fuck off. Once they arrived, they put Kayla in a wheelchair and rolled her to the delivery room. Lorne's
Wait. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that conversation? Lauren calls the hospital. Oh, well, my wife's pregnant, but she's not. Her water broke. She expelled dampness earlier, but she wasn't pregnant then. Dude, shut the fuck up. I can just picture it so clearly in my head.
Yeah, absolutely. He'd be all oh, hi sir, what's the emergency? Oh, good on you. Oh, well, so Kayla's just put water everywhere. Someone's gonna have to clean that up. Fucking asshole. Lorne's nerves were shot when his mother showed up 12 hours later. Why is it taking so long?
Okay.
12 hours. Why?
Would have loved to hear about them arriving to the hospital. That would have been. That's a chaotic scene that would be fast paced and keep the audience engaged. But no, 12 hours later.
Well, we had to use several sentences before describing how, chivalrous he was when he put Kayla gently into the car. Because you need to spend time talking about how great Lorne is and what a gentleman he is. Not so much about any kind of plot points or anything that might, get the reader engaged. Why is it taking?
Plot.
Yeah. That's not important. Just the whole point of this story is how great a guy Lorne is, and he never ever meant to do it. Why is it taking so long for the baby to come out? He asked his mother quietly as she stepped away from Kayla's side for a moment. Oh, of course she's in the fucking delivery room, isn't she? Because that's not weird.
Out.
Jesus
Christ.
Kayla's mother's not there, but Lorne's mother is.
Doesn't exist.
No, that's right.
It was an immaculate conception.
Yes, yep. That's natural, she answered him. I was in labour with you for 23 hours. When her contractions get closer together, the baby will come out. I talked to the doctor and he assured me that everything was fine with Kayla and the baby, so you don't have anything to worry about, Daddy. His mum said assuringly. Gross. Thank you, Grammy, Lorne retorted with a nervous smile. Jesus Christ. And then they fucked. 6 more hours later, six more hours went by, and the baby finally decided to come out into the world. The doctor didn't have to tell Lorne and Kayla what sex their baby was. They could see for themselves when the doctor cut the umbilical cord. It was a boy. Lorne felt very proud. He would have felt just as proud, if it had been a girl, but he was now a daddy, and that made him proud. Cool.
Be a daddy either way.
That's exactly right. So if it was a daughter, he wouldn't be a daddy. He'd be a mummy. What would be?
Why even say that? Why even say he would feel just as proud if it had been a girl? Yeah, of course. Why did he feel the need to say that?
It's really, really bizarre. And that whole paragraph, whatever you want to call it, could be summed up as proud loud is proud. Sorry, proud Lorne is proud. We still don't have a name picked out for him yet, Kayla said with a heavy sigh. What the fuck were they doing for that whole Sunday? That whole Sunday we're like, cancel everything. We're looking through the baby name book. They still didn't come up with a fucking name. These two are fucking idiots. You can pick out a name for him later, the doctor interrupted. Right now, we're taking the baby to get him cleaned up and blood taken for a test and all. That's exactly how doctors talk.
Yep.
Blood taken
It's like
for
just
a
some
test and
basic doctor shit. Don't worry about it. It's complicated stuff.
Exactly. I know that's gone completely over your head, guys, but you know. Okay, so right now we're taking the baby to get him cleaned up and blood taken for test and all. Blood taken for test and all. Not even for testing, for test and all. I want you, he pointed at Kayla, to get some much needed rest. What are the tests for? Lorne asked worriedly. Nothing to be concerned about, the doctor assured him. It's all routine so that we can find out the baby's blood type and all that good information.
Oh God.
Oh, come on.
Okay. Okay. I've never had a child, so I don't know. If I was like pregnant with my wife, I would like sit down with her and go through like what to expect when you have your baby and what the doctors. These people are like, I don't know. We just had they're like two 12-year-olds just had a child. They're like, fuck if I know. I did no work to figure out what this is going to entail. I'm just going into this blind. What a pun. God damn.
I just, like, I understand that, you know, Lorne probably hasn't been to a doctor because battery acid and gaffer tape fixes all his ailments.
Right.
But, like, he can't even try to put enough effort in. Like, he would know that the doctor's not going to say, and all that good information.
Good information.
Like, and I tell you what, like, you know, we've got 2 kids, so I've been through this process twice. Now, if the, if the obstetrician or any doctor involved there came up to me and said, it's all routine so that we can find out the baby's blood type and all that good information, I'd be like, you're not taking my baby anywhere. I don't believe you're a fucking doctor.
Incompetent asshole.
I'm calling the
Right,
cops.
yeah.
You fucking weirdo. Oh, okay. Lorne sighed and relaxed. The nurse took the baby from Kayla's arms and followed the doctor out of the room. Kayla hated to release her newborn baby, and her eyes began to tear as she did so. She was very tired and really needed the rest that the doctor had ordered. You can go home and get some sleep if you want to, Mum, Lorne said as he noticed his mother's eyes begin to close while sitting in the only chair in the room. No, I want you to go lay down on the couch in the waiting room to get some sleep. The administrative lady said that it's always slow this time of night, so you won't bother anyone in the waiting room. I'll stay here with Kayla while she's sleeping. What the fuck? Why is Lorne going to sleep and is he not with Kayla? Why is Lorne's mum there?
This is backwards.
Because
Go home.
Lorne the fucking sleepyhead needs to get his rest. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. And the other thing, like, he has to put in there, like, I mean, I've never seen a hospital room that has one chair. Usually there are 2 chairs. Now, maybe this hospital room has 1 chair, but to me that more sounds like just Lorne putting it in there to show what a great guy he is. Like, there's only 1 chair, and I made sure Mum was sitting down. Like,
they'll bring in like other stuff for you. They'll bring in another chair so you can like make kind of a makeshift bed if you want to sleep in there. Or if somebody else, usually there's like 2 beds in the room, so like somebody can sleep in that bed if there's not, they're not really. It seems like a small town, so there probably wouldn't be 2 people in a room. I don't like. He clearly has never been in a hospital before and did 0 research into what being in a hospital is like.
Absolutely. And Dustin's 12-year-old decoy named Laura says, is surprised you have a wife. She thought you were afraid of women.
Well, I don't have a wife, and I am afraid of women. I only have sisters, so I am afraid of women.
And Shin asked earlier if we can get to the part where Kayla is taking probation-ordered classes about Lorne having contact with his
Shin,
child.
Shins, I know you have a lot of questions about this book. I promise. In the next chapter, if you come back next week, it'll all make sense. That's the chapter where it all ties together. So just stay tuned.
It all really makes complete sense then. Fucking hell, you go home. You go home and get some sleep. Fuck you.
Oh my god.
All right. I'll come back as soon as I wake up. I love you, Lorne told Kayla as he kissed her and left the room. Now, you close your eyes and get some sleep, Lorne's mother told Kayla with a pat on her hand. I'm gonna sit in this chair and knit my new grandson an outfit, and I'll be right here when you wake up. Thank you, Kayla said with a tired smile, then closed her eyes and went to sleep. G'day, Gay Mangoes. Around 6 a.m., Lorne woke up and looked around him. It took him a moment to realise where he was and why. He sat up and rubbed his eyes into focus, then made his way back to Kayla's room. Like, hang on, didn't he go home?
No, he just went to the waiting room.
Oh, okay. She said, you go home. And he said, no, I'm going to lay down there. All right, cool. I'm sorry I questioned your continuity, Lorne. Blah, blah, blah. Took him a moment. Rah, rah, rah. He walked into Kayla's room. He walked in and found his mother putting the finishing touches on her grandson's new outfit that she worked on tirelessly all through the night. He looked up to see that Kayla was still sleeping. Did you sleep well? His mother asked with a whisper.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. His mom was just falling asleep, but she summoned the strength to stay up all night knitting a thing for the child. And what was the point in mentioning she was falling asleep?
Well,
I don't understand this. Why?
I wish I had
Upset.
the answers. And that is fair. That is very fair. And g'day, trooper grandson. So and with Lorne, it could be one or two things in my opinion. It could either be he just forgot that he wrote that because you don't reread what you've written, you just keep going, or it's just another way to show what a great woman Mama Gwen is. Like she was so tired she was falling asleep.
Speed.
But that baby needed that outfit the next morning, so she went and she got a cup of wheat coffee and she powered on because that's what Armstrongs do. Sorry. Did you sleep well? His mother asked in a whisper. Yes, I did. Did you get any sleep? He asked with concern. Nope, she said with a grin. I was too busy working on my new grandson's outfit to sleep. Why don't you go to the cafeteria and get us a bite to eat and some coffee?
I like how you're reading it. Lorne is talking just in a regular, but his mom continues to whisper.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going
Excellent
for.
Choice.
And g'day, passed out Roy in the van. Nope, she said with a grin. I'm too busy. Oh, I read that. All right. Oh, sorry, that's Lorne again now. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes. All the way to the cafeteria and back, Lorne began thinking up names for his son. He almost spilled the 2 coffees twice on the way back to the room because his mind was drifting off thinking about his son. He returned to the room to find Kayla, now awake, looking in awe, spelled AWW, at the outfit that Lorne's mother had knitted that night. It was blue with white trim on the sleeves and along the line of buttons. Am I the only one that's disappointed it wasn't grey with white trim? It's so adorable, she said as she thanked her mother-in-law. Hi, honey, she said to Lorne. Hi, Lorne replied after he handed the coffee and danishes to his mother and set his on the small table in the corner of the room. How are you feeling? He asked as he bent over to kiss her lips. I'm feeling much better now that I've gotten some rest, she replied. I've been thinking about the baby's name, Lorne said. Do you like the name Trevor? He asked her. Yes, I do. How about Trevor Michael? She asked him in return. And I think I finally remember what we were going to change. I'm pretty sure we were going to change the baby's name from Trevor to Brad. Am I right? Or
I think you're right.
if I just had an amazing idea right now? Either way,
I think you're right.
That's what's going to happen.
Yes.
And his middle name is Michael, just like the brother that was never born that has weighed so heavily on.
I never noticed that. Oh, that's so pathetic.
Fucking hell. Rightio. Oh, g'day, Kimberly Carson. Cool, so feeling much better now. Been thinking about the baby's name, Lorne said. Do you like the name Brad? He asked her. Yes, I do. How about Brad Michael? She asked him in return. Lorne thought for a moment, then said the name out loud so he could hear it. Brad Michael. Brad Michael, he said a second time. I like it, he answered and kissed her. Fucking kissed her again. You don't need to kiss this much, dude. I guess we have a name for him now, Kayla said as she took Lorne's hand in hers. And guys in the chat, don't make this another hand-holding thing, okay? I think they're kissing too much, all right? I don't want to hear about how bad my relationship is because I don't kiss this much, all right? just joking. Say whatever you want. That's good, a voice said from the doorway, because you have to fill out the baby's birth certificate. A nurse walked in behind the doctor with the baby in her arms and bent over to gently place the baby in Kayla's arms. Lorne looked at Kayla, the baby, and his mother proudly. When will we be able to take the baby home? Lorne asked. Tomorrow. All you need to do today is all the paperwork. The hard part is all over now, the doctor replied. Thank you, doctor, Lorne said as he shook the doctor's hand.
I'd like to point out, the doctor does not have a name. It's just the doctor. This is the first the doctor that gets me.
That damn doctor. Then the therapist will be the therapist, and her neighbor will be the neighbor.
He saw Kayla naked. How did you see Kayla naked?
Lord. It was an accident. And g'day, Lorne's burn phone. Save my cigar, the doctor said jokingly. I'll smoke it when my shift is over. They all smiled at the doctor's remark. Like, this is turning into like a really shitty sitcom now. Like, the laugh track happens
like an 80s sitcom.
Yeah, it's like, save my cigar, I'll smoke it when my shift is over. And like, the credits start playing and everyone laughs and all that kind of stuff.
Right, yeah, exactly. Oh my God, that was great.
That is exactly what this is turning into. They all smiled at the doctor's remark, watched him walk out of the room, then turned their attention back to the baby. They all enjoyed having the baby with them for 2 hours before the nurse came back in to take the baby back to the nursery. Lorne's mother finally decided to go home and get some sleep. G'day, To Catch a Professor.
Hey, Amy asks a great question. We didn't hear whether or not Lorne was in the delivery room. We don't know. We didn't hear anything about the baby's birth.
No. So, because we assumed that his mother was there because she was asking the doctor questions and relaying that to Lorne. So, I would have to assume that Mother Gwen was the one in the delivery room and Lorne was sitting out in the waiting room, and basically Mama Gwen was coming in and out and saying, "Oh, not to worry, the doctor said everything's going as good as it can," or whatever the fuck she said.
Right. Bingo.
Okay, get some sleep. I'll come over to your house tomorrow. Just call me when you get home, and I'll help you to take care of the baby for a couple of days, so that you can get used to the newcomer, she said before she left. Lorne sat down beside his wife's bed and shared his Danish and coffee with her. So he didn't get her a Danish or anything. Like, they're just going to
he share. Capitalized Danish.
Yeah.
It's a fuck.
So they are sharing. They are sharing a Danish person together. So
right.
And I'm gonna, hopefully they're not eating the Danish person, but I really think that this soon after giving birth is a little early for a threesome. Like, Calm down, guys.
Chin's Brooke's family died. She doesn't like to talk about it. She cries whenever she brings it up. So obviously Lorne is, respectful of that. And he would never suggest naming the baby after her father who died, who she's very sensitive about.
It was
obviously. God.
They died in a fire at a sea parks. If anyone watches the IT, that'll make sense to anyone that watches the IT crowd, but no sense to anyone else. Okay, I'll come over to your house. Oh no, we did that, didn't we? Lorne sat down. Oh, fuck it. I've gone back too far. Okay, they're eating Danish and coffee. The doctor came in when they finished the Danish with the paperwork for the baby's birth certificate and insurance and a dozen other forms that they needed to fill out for the hospital. It took them until 3 p.m. to finish filling them out. Okay, like, all the times. The nurse made the bed next... Like, we don't know really what the time was before that. The last time we heard was 6 a.m. when he woke up. We've heard no time since then. And then he said that it took them till 3 p.m. too. So are we to assume that, okay, he woke up at 6, he had a weird chat with his mum, and then went and got Danish and coffee. So what, that'd be half an hour max. Like if you walk down to the cafeteria, get that, come back. So it took them from 6:30 till 3 to fill out paperwork. I mean, I know these two are fucking idiots, but I wouldn't have taken that.
I have trouble reading and writing.
Yeah. The nurse made the bed next to Kayla so that Lorne could sleep in the same room with Kayla that night instead of in the waiting room on the couch. When morning arrived, Lorne went to the cafeteria to get a Danish, capitalised again, and coffee for him and Kayla. He, with an apostrophe between the H and the E for some reason, stopped by the nursery on the way back to peek in. Like, what the fuck? Absolutely no attention to detail. Oh my god. He smiled at the nurse that was inside changing the baby's diapers, then went on his way back to Kayla. Lorne walked back in the room to find the nurse taking Kayla's blood pressure and heartbeat.
Who the fuck cares? Just get this fucking chapter over with. This does not matter to the plot of the story. Have something happen or get over with it. God, Jesus fucking Christ.
This is a shit chapter.
It's ridiculous.
It is a really shit chapter.
Oh my god.
How does everything...
Much more good information is there?
Well, yes, exactly right. And, g'day Lorne's Unclimbable Ladder and Michael Mendoza. How does everything look? Lorne asked the nurse, who turned around quickly, surprised at Lorne's voice. She's good to go home with the baby today, she told him. Good. I was hoping someone would tell me that, Lorne replied. What time can I take them home? As soon as the doctor comes in and gives you the okay to do so. He should be in here soon. Congratulations to you both, the nurse said before turning to leave the room. About 10 minutes later, the doctor came into the... The doctor came in the room to have Lorne and Kayla sign some papers, then told them that as soon as Kayla was
More
dressed...
papers!
So much paper.
Fucking hell!
It took him another 7 hours. As soon as Kayla was dressed, he could wheel her to the lobby where the nurse would meet them with their baby. Lorne helped Kayla off the bed and grabbed her clothes for her from across the room after the doctor left. Once she was dressed, he helped her ease into the wheelchair, then wheeled her to the front desk where the nurse was waiting for them with the baby. Kayla held the baby close to her as Lorne wheeled her out front, then moved them both from the wheelchair to the car. On the way home, Lorne called his mother. Like, why did we need, like, they left the hospital. We didn't need to hear all that detail.
This would have been the perfect time to go. Many hours later, they left the hospital and fucking...
Exactly. We can
this
skip...
is the part where you skip.
We can skip fucking months of time, but we can't skip going from the hospital to home without, in depth. Like, this is the bit where this is what I don't understand about this. Actual interesting plot points, we get nothing. But when we get to this shit, we get back to the, grade 11 assignment, struggling to make the 2,000 word count. Like, I'm surprised we didn't get,
backwards.
He lifted one leg up and placed that into the car while then quickly getting to the other. Like, fucking, you went home.
Yeah.
Went home. That's all we need. Hi, Mum. Kayla and I should be home in about 10 minutes. He spelt it turn. Tern. He informed her. Okay, I'll be there in about 1 hour, unless you want me to wait a little longer, she replied. No, 1 hour will be great. Kayla and I both will feel a lot better with you there for a couple of days to help us out, he said. Okay, I'll see you in 1 hour then. Wow. Do you want to take over a little bit, Matt?
Yeah, sure. I lost her. Where are we? No, in 1 hour will be great. Kayla and I will feel a lot better with you there a couple of days to help out. Okay, I'll see you in an hour then. Okay. Lorne hung up the phone, feeling relieved that his mother would be there to help them with the baby. They both were a little nervous about becoming parents and didn't want anything to happen to the baby because of lack of knowledge. Lorne helped Kayla into the house with the baby in her arms. After getting them settled and comfortable on the couch, he returned to the car to retrieve the rest of the things they received from the hospital, along with the new baby outfit that his mother knitted. When he returned to the house with his arms full, baby was already crying. He set all the items on the table and rushed to Kayla's side. You know what would be great here? The baby's crying for the first time. Maybe that should spark some memories of back in Iraq when those kids died, because that's when he lost it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The kids died is when he officially lost it. Oh, he has a flashback. Tie it into the rest of your fucking story. Is he all right? He asked worriedly. Yes, she answered. He's just hungry. Can you hand me his bottle? It's on the counter. Aaron fetched the bottle and handed it to Kayla. As soon as the nipple was on the baby's mouth, the wailing cry ceased. Aaron was relieved to see that Kayla was right about the reason the baby was crying. He heard his mother's horn sound on her car as she pulled into the driveway. He opened the door and shouted, "Hi, Grandma." He added a W.
Jesus Christ.
Do you need any help with anything? Lorne asked his mother. No, I don't, Daddy. I've got it all just fine, she retorted as she closed her car door and began walking towards the house. Lorne waited for his mother with the door open, then closed it behind her when she was inside. Hi, Kayla. I see it didn't take long for the baby to get hungry, huh? Lorne's mother smiled at the sight spelled incorrectly, of her daughter-in-law and her new grandson on the couch. It made her happy to see her son's life coming together so well. No, it didn't. He's taking it quite fast, too. He's taking it quite fast, too, Kayla replied. You might want to try to burp him after he drinks a couple ounces. If you don't, he'll get a bellyache, Lorne's mother suggested. Kayla removed the bottle to see how much the baby had drank already. It read 3 ounces. Okay. We just had an entire chapter about their boring married life and them getting together and all this bullshit. This chapter, you can't do back-to-back same things. It's too same. This chapter needs... The last chapter should have ended where Kayla goes to bed, right? And then knock, knock, knock on the door. Oh no, it's the FBI. Are you Mr. Lorne Armstrong? We'd like to interrogate you. There's been a series of murders. You need to change it. This is just the same fucking bullshit. It's like white noise. It's so stupid.
It is, and you know what? You know what annoys me? Like, I mean, a lot about this book annoys me. But what annoys me is that the fact that it's filled up with so much bullshit. Because the actual premise, and I'm not even talking about being done well by an actual author, just someone half decent. The actual premise could be a really good story, you know what I mean? Like this, yeah. And I mean, while a lot of it is probably relatively cliche, but like this story of a guy that goes over to war and went to war in a very idealistic version of it. Like he really thought I'm going over there to do this great thing. And when confronted by the horrors of it, it did really change him. Like he was really changed from that point, and you could fill that out with the information about kind of the therapy he went through in hospital when he came back and kind of thing. But then do the gradual thing where putting these things in where his life's kind of going along as normal, but something happens, like you've just said, like a baby crying, and he has a flashback to that. So you're really building on all this happening, and then going through how he has very gradually changed from this kind of, I don't know, upstanding citizen and all this kind of stuff to someone that's become quite detached from reality and all this, and go through all of that. Like, that would actually be quite an interesting book. Like I would enjoy reading that.
Yeah.
But instead, we get all this shit about food and gross fucking and sexual tension between him and his mum, and no actual stuff. And like I say, like if he's obviously wanted to write a short story here, fine, whatever. But all this other shit that he's filled up, that needs to be 20% of it, and the rest needs to be the actual story or character development or fucking anything. But
yeah,
I digress.
Okay. Character development. We have 3 characters. That's nothing. There's 3 characters that we follow. Not even throughout the whole book. Just like we follow Aaron through the whole book. He's the main character. But there's 3 characters: Aaron, Brooke, and Aaron's mother. And none of them have any character development, which would be fine if we're following one character and it's showing like how the world changes, but they're consistent. But Aaron isn't consistent. He constantly changes. And the thing about a lot of the dialogue is like you could transpose anything that anyone says to any other of the characters. There's no personality to any of these people. It's so lazily done. And the fact that he talks about like, well, I haven't promoted my book anywhere, but it'd probably sell. Like, no one would want to read this. This is the most boring. If it wasn't for the fact that we were interested in like the psychology of Lorne and reading it for that purpose, no one would ever read this. It's so embarrassingly, elementary. Wrong. It's just all wrong. But whatever.
And
she sat the bottle down.
And Shin's Koala, I've already fallen into the trap of trying to rewrite this book. I can't help myself.
Right. But it's so easy. It's like, oh, I know how to fucking fix this. You give it a plot. Oh God. Okay. Yeah. Good suggestion, Shins. Thank you. Baby began wailing again until all of a sudden a small belch came. Baby stopped crying after he belched, so Kayla cradled and rocked him until he fell asleep. Lorne, you should take the baby from Kayla and set him in his crib. Kayla's falling asleep, and I'm sure a nap would do her some good, his mother said. Lorne did as his mother recommended and turned the baby's monitor on high and set it in the crib near the baby so they'd be able to hear him better. After the monitor was placed, he returned to the living room to help Kayla from the couch to the bedroom. Okay, I don't know why he has to help her. Once he helped her get comfortable in the bed, he kissed her and told her he loved her, then went back to the kitchen to have a cup of coffee and chat with his mom. Around 5 p.m., this is where the B plot should be coming in. She goes to sleep and the police come back. Hey, Lorne, we got a problem. Or he has some introspective thoughts, oh man. Ugh.
Exactly.
Around 5 p.m., yeah. Around 5 p.m., Lorne and his mother began making dinner. Why is she over that? Kayla and the baby had been sleeping for 1.5 hours, and they figured they'd better get dinner made in case the baby woke up. Lorne pulled some spaghetti out of the cupboard and broke it in half. Why is this important? Into the boiling water. Then, over the baby monitor, he heard the baby begin to wail again. Again? Did it cry earlier?
Not that he told us
the
about.
First time it's... Okay. Stay right there and tend to the food. I'll go check on him, his mother ordered with a slight smile. Lorne turned and grinned after seeing the anxious look on his mother's face. Then she quickly left the room to check on the baby. He knew his mother had picked the baby up when the wailing stopped and the baby monitor turned silent. A few moments later, his mother returned to the kitchen still wearing a smile. So adorable. Nothing like you was.
Oh my God, Lorne! Like you are
That's
writing
the.
this down. You can read it back and go, "Oh, hang on a second, that's not right. That's not how people talk."
I'll give him credit though. That's a quote. So that's the only one that's acceptable because maybe that's how Mama is his mom, the character's mom talks. But
Yeah,
still, fuck,
true.
fuck you, dude.
Exactly. And g'day, Donde Lieta, sorry, and Cookie Whoopie Pie, and Logan W, and Branch, and Pine Baron Patriot.
Gee, thanks, Mom, he replied.
Okay,
Lorne
gee.
continued to stir the sauce and spaghetti as his mother set out 3 plates and 3 large drinking glasses on the table with utensils, butter, salt, and pepper. When the spaghetti was done, his mother pulled the colander out the bottom cupboard and placed it in the sink to strain the water from the spaghetti. The spaghetti better be goddamn important because they spent a long fucking time on it. Why don't you why don't you go wake up Kayla and I'll finish the spaghetti sauce? I'll Why don't you go wake up Kayla and I'll finish the spaghetti sauce and bread on the table. That's not oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay. His mother said as she continued to work. Setting the large stir spoon down on a napkin on the counter, he made his way to the bedroom where Kayla was sound asleep. He shook her gently to wake her. Slowly, she looked up at him and began rubbing her eyes. Hi, honey, she greeted him. Is the baby all right? Why wouldn't the baby be all right?
Yeah, like, and why is that your first?
Fuck.
Oh, I've been woke up. The baby must be dead. Like weirdo.
Yeah, he's fine. I just came to wake you up for dinner, he replied. What time is it? She asked. Almost 6:30 p.m. Okay, let me go to the bathroom and wash up, then I'll be out, Kayla said as she began to remove her tired body from the bed. Okay, we'll be waiting for you, Lauren said in return. A riveting scene. That was
Wow.
so. I learned a lot about the characters right there. That was really good.
Hmm.
Lauren returned to the kitchen and grabbed some milk from the refrigerator and filled all 3 glasses. Is Kayla awake? His mother asked. Yes, she's washing up and she'll be out, he answered. Kayla entered the room just as Lorne and his mother sat down at the table. The food smells good, she complimented. It's nothing special, just a quick meal, Lorne's mother replied. It still smells good to me, Kayla returned, especially after having hospital food.
Shut the
Yeah, I
fuck
can
up.
see
This is
why.
so fucking
Exactly.
this is so fucking unimportant. Oh,
Oh my! This is like conversation. I'm sure the first time that you meet somebody's parents and you like go over to their house, this is the conversation you have. That smells good. It sure does. I've been having bad food. It's like a person you just fucking met.
yeah.
God damn.
But on top of that, like, even you look at the way that he is writing this, he's writing it like a children's book. Like, you don't have to have a new paragraph for every fucking line of speech. Like, it's like, what time is it? She
Nah.
asked. New paragraph, almost 6:30 p.m. New paragraph. Okay, let me go to the bathroom, wash up there. Like, that is how children's books are written because children can't read very well. Like, fuck me.
And also the sentence structure. It's like one thought at a time, or it's like a run-on sentence that's a paragraph long. I mean, I'm a fucking idiot, but even I am like, this is fucking ridiculous. Uh, uh, yeah, I can see why this would smell good to you after having hospital food for 2 days, Lauren's mother responded. Ayla no sooner finished eating her plate full of spaghetti when she heard a loud cry come from over the baby monitor. Hey, can you go get him and bring him to me, please? Ayla asked Lauren. Lauren knew she was still sore from having the baby and was trying not to move around much, so he did as she asked.
Like, okay, so
And he
what
returned.
he's saying there that if she wasn't sore, he would have just been like, nah. Like,
Fuck you.
so if this is, if this was down the track a few weeks and she's feeling not as sore, and she was like, oh, honey, can you go grab the baby food? Like, nah, what's wrong with your legs? Like, insolent little asshole. Like, he has to point out that he wouldn't just do this because he has been asked to do something, and as a functional adult and an equal part of a relationship, he would want to do the right thing and help out. It's like, nah, it's just because she saw. Once she's back up and going, I ain't doing shit. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Like,
And
I
g'day,
don't
Kathy
mean
Mack.
to white knight it. I don't mean to be like a white knight or anything, but like if I was married and my wife had a kid, like okay, like I'll fucking take care of. I'm not gonna bring the baby to you. I'll take care of it. You relax. Like what the fuck is he? Well, I'll bring her to you. I'll
Yeah,
bring the kid to you.
he's going to do the
Yo,
absolute bare minimum.
minimum.
And he's doing that with, gritted teeth just because she is, fairly incapacitated at the moment. And g'day Harvey
Yeah.
1991 and Chloe needs a cocktail and Kathy Mack.
When he returned, she had made her way to the sofa and was waiting to take the baby from him. Once he laid the baby in her arms, he fetched her a fresh bottle of milk and a hand towel to lay over her shoulder for when she burped the baby. Willa fed the bed and burped the baby while Lorne and his mother cleared the table and did the dishes. Once the dishes were finished, okay, got that word right, were finished, they retreated to the living room to watch TV for the rest of the night.
It's like when they fled to the hospital. Like, this is not the right.
Right, yeah. Like, quick, we gotta get out of the kitchen. It's gonna explode. Get to the living room.
Fucking hell.
Morning came early for. Well, morning comes at the same time for everyone, but.
Oh, morning's early today.
Jesus Christ, I
wasn't expecting you for a few hours, morning.
Morning came early for Lawrence's mother because she placed the baby monitor on the coffee table by the couch where she slept. The baby only woke up twice during the night, once at 1 a.m. and again at 4 a.m. He didn't go back to sleep until 5:30 a.m. Lawrence's mother figured she may as well make some coffee and consider herself awake for the day. Pretty sure we've heard that exact same sentence earlier in this story, but nevertheless. Yeah, it's like, well, I need to make this fucking story longer. The smell of fresh coffee brewing woke both Kayla and Lorne up from their much-needed sleep. Again, much-needed sleep. Okay. All right. I won't say anything, everyone. They both threw their robes on and stumbled into the kitchen where they shared a look like they had just swallowed heaven when they tasted their coffee. Have we read this chapter before? This is the same. We've heard the same exact paragraph before. I swear to God.
Yep. I can't remember the swallowed heaven bit, but everything else.
I do. I remember the swallowed heaven. I remember it distinctly. And it tasted like heaven. I remember.
And as Cybersqueak says in the chat, fanfic trope breakfast scene.
Yes.
I remember. Yep.
I
was just going to say, I remember Cyber talking about that in, I don't know if it was one of these previous streams or one of their streams, saying that's like a big thing in fan fiction is always breakfast.
Yeah, every single new thing, he tells us about every morning. Get to the part where shit matters. Don't tell us about them getting breakfast and waking up and tasting heaven in their coffee, you dumb motherfucker. Absolutely. Just fucking tell us the important shit.
Absolutely. And g'day, Dagmaster12, Wayne Tech 10, Woney and Tendy, and welcome back, Smokey the Cat. R.I.P.
Oh, Smokey the Cat's back. How was the concert? Let me know in the chat. Okay, you two look like you're in love with your coffee cups, Lauren's mother said as she laughed. Every line this mother says is flirtatious. She wants a three-way with these two. I'm calling my shot right now. Okay.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
That's because we are, Lorne replied. The next couple of days went by. That's because we are.
And g'day, Dr. Dan Anonymous PH Dink.
What?
Hey,
Is that a new username? I've never heard that
I
before.
haven't shot. Oh no, I've seen that around a few times. I love it though. It's such a great name.
Oh my god. The next couple of days went by, and Lorne and Kayla couldn't have been more thankful to Lorne's mother for staying with them and helping with the baby while Kayla was healing, and they were both getting used to the baby's presence.
Getting used to its presence. It's like evil. It's like it's still there. It's looking at us now. It won't stop looking at us.
What does it want? It keeps crying. I don't understand. Why doesn't it talk to me? They both felt a sadness grow inside them when they watched Lorne's mother drive away. Over the next couple of months, they had family and friends coming in and out to see and welcome the new member to the family. Lorne had never taken so many pictures in his life as he did the first 6 months of little Brad's life.
Well, what about all
Couldn't
those pictures
believe
you
how
took of
much.
Nashville when you were driving around with your camera? Did you take more pictures
He had never taken so many pictures except of his penis. That he's taken more pictures of. He couldn't believe how much his son had grown in such a short amount of time. Lorne worked as many hours as he could at the garage so that Kayla could stay home with the baby. He usually got in a 55-hour work week, so they were able to live good and still be able to save a small amount of money from every paycheck because he made a better than average hourly wage. So he makes more than minimum wage, ladies in the chat. So
Try to control yourself. He's a taken man.
he's married. He's got a kid. Come on now. Soon after Brad Michael had turned a year old, Lorne began having some of his nightmares again. Okay, this is the part where you'd set the scene. See, he's doing it backwards.
Yeah.
Fuck all that shit about making spaghetti. They made spaghetti. They had a good night. 5 months passed. One night, Lorne and Kayla went to bed, and Lorne had a terrible dream. Here's what happened in the dream. Blah, 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 blah. Instead, he just began having nightmares again. It's a side note. It's the entire plot of the story, but don't worry about it. It's fine. He just started having nightmares again.
Yeah, out of the blue.
He'd wake up in a for no fucking reason. He'd wake up in a cold sweat and have to carefully get out of bed so he wouldn't wake Kayla. He normally went to the bathroom and splashed his face clean. Take a few deep...
Clean?
This is past tense. I guess he was sweaty, so he had to get tense.
Okay,
but
right.
he normally went to the bathroom, take a few deep breaths, then go back to bed and be able to sleep fine the rest of the night. However, there was one night that the nightmare had been so bad that he woke himself up screaming. He sat straight up in the bed and found Kayla was on the floor.
What?
He scared the dickens out of her. He scared the dickens out of her, and when she jumped awake, she landed with a thud on the floor.
Sorry, just
Kayla
because you hear Dickens so seldom. It just reminded me of a prank we did for one of my mates a few months ago, and I'm sure this is a pretty common one. But he was ordering beers and stuff for everyone, and one of the guys goes, "Oh, could I get a cider instead?" And it was a bit because we always just drink beer usually. He's like, "Yeah, I guess so. What type though? I don't." And he's like, "A Dickens. Give me a Dickens cider." And so he goes up to and we lost it, because he's sitting there and she just keeps asking him, and she's like, "What?" He's like, "A Dickens. He wants a Dickens." And the barmaid couldn't get it, and we just lost our shit.
That's great.
Continue.
That's great. He scared the dickens out of her, and when she jumped awake, she landed with a thud on the floor. Kayla reached up to turn on the light. Kayla reached up to turn the light on to the lamp that sat on the nightstand. She needed to see better than what the nightlight would allow. So they have a nightlight. Lorne's afraid of the dark, everyone, just in case you didn't know. When the room brightened so she could see more, she found Lorne drenched in sweat and shaking all over. His eyes were soaked in tears. Kayla was stunned. She quickly climbed back in the bed, and placed her hand on his sweaty face. Are you all right? She asked worriedly. Lorne was breathing heavily as he exhausted an answer back to her. Yeah, I just had a bad dream. I'm sorry I woke you, honey. It's all right. Do you want to talk about it? She asked in deep concern. No, I think I just need to get a drink to cool myself down and a quick shower and I'll be all right, he replied. What the fuck, dude? Lorne got up and went to the kitchen for a tall glass of milk. Milk is his drink of choice. I thought he meant like alcohol. Like, let me get a shot and I'll go back to bed. He peeked in to check on Brad Michael on his way to the bedroom, or to the bathroom. Still asleep. Thank God I didn't. Thank God I didn't wake him up too. He said quietly to himself as he pulled the door closed behind him and got into the shower. I guess the bathroom is directly attached to Brad Michael's bedroom. Like, don't take a shower in your child's bathroom at 2 a.m., you fucking asshole. Go to a different bathroom. He's an irresponsible father. I gotta get this kid taken away. Once he was under the cool water, he began to feel his eyes tearing up again because of the nightmare he had. Why am I going through this? Why am I having these nightmares all over again? He asked himself. I'd love to see one of these nightmares. That would, I'm no author, but that seems like a important thing to fucking see instead of hearing about how he made goddamn spaghetti or how he's showering. But whatever. Who am I? I'm not a published author like Lorne.
That's true.
Why am I why am I going through this? Why am I having all these nightmares all over again? He asked himself. After spending an hour, he was in the shower for an hour.
What the
After spending an hour under the cool water trying to regain himself, Lorne dried himself off and returned to bed. Kayla had gone back to sleep, so he didn't bother cuddling up with her. Instead, he laid there with his eyes open and stared blindly into the dark until daylight began showing through the window. He looked over at the alarm clock as it read 5:32 a.m. He threw some jeans and a t-shirt
picked
on.
Him up and looked threw him away.
Yeah, he doesn't put on jeans one hole at a time. He just throws them on. He's like sort of like a god super soldier.
He just like jumps up and just pulls them up at the same time. Fucking hell.
Absolutely. Without waking Kayla, he went to the kitchen and made himself some coffee. I'd really like to find out how many times he mentions coffee in this fucking book. After a half hour later, Brad Michael began talking. Lorne went in to check on him.
Well, how much time has passed here? We haven't had a look at the clock for a while, so it's hard to tell.
Well, it's 5:32 a.m., but we don't know what month it is. Perhaps Brad Michael is like, I don't know what the average talking age is, but like, whatever that age is.
G'day, Dad. You look like you had no
idea. He's 12 now. Brad Michael is age 12 years. Lorne went in to check on him. He found him standing at the edge of his crib, munkling as he was rubbing his little finger back and forth along the top of the crib rail. He looked up when he saw Lorne swing the door open and reached his little arms out straight for his dad. Okay, I'll finish this. Dad, to pick him up and take him to the crib. Lorne walked towards his son and did as he wished. After he had him in his arms, Lorne realized he should have changed Trevor's diapers before he picked him up because now he had baby poop and pee all over his arms and t-shirt. That last sentence. Delete that. But, okay, he shouldn't have had a nightmare. He should have dissociative identity disorder, not generic PTSD. He has nightmares bullshit. He should be murdering people unbeknownst to him. He comes home and he doesn't remember what happened. And this should be a scene where he's come home. He doesn't remember what he did while he was out, but he knows it's bad. He has like guilt and he's got like blood on his hands and he cleans himself off. His wife is asleep. He has a night job, blah, 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 bullshit. And then he sees his son. We juxtapose something bad happening that's unbeknownst to the audience, so it's extra terrifying because both the main character and the audience don't know, with a kind-hearted scene with him and his son. His son is like this pure, externalized version of main character's purity. He's the essence of what's all good about Lorne in this story. Instead, he just goes to his son's crib and there's some shit on his fucking new t-shirt or whatever. I mean, fuck this. Okay, well, I guess you got the best of Daddy this morning, didn't you? Lorne said to his son with a bland look on his face.
A bland look?
He's indifferent to getting shit on his shirt.
Oh, Jesus.
Brad looked at his dad and giggled as Lorne set him down on the changing table and began changing Brad's diaper. Once he was finished with that smelly task, he put on Trevor's socks and coveralls, then cleaned off his own arm. He picked up Brad and turned around. Kayla was standing there. Jesus Christ! Is she like an entity? She just appears behind Lorne?
What are you doing?
What the fuck? How did you get there? Standing there watching Lorne in admiration. Trevor muttered as he reached out his hands for...
Let's stop. Let's have a little quick slough cat break, I reckon. I need a little
great
break.
idea.
Alright, where are we? Here we are, let's go to his new one. So, this is Lorne Armstrong, Somewhere Out There.
Somewhere out there, beneath the pale moonlight, someone's thinking of me and loving me tonight. Somewhere out there, someone saying a prayer that we'll find one another in that big somewhere out there. And even though I know how very far apart we are, it helps to think we might be wishing on the same bright star. And when the night wind starts to sing a lonesome lullaby, it helps to think we're sleeping underneath the same big sky. Somewhere out there, if love can see us through, then we'll be together somewhere out there, out where dreams come true.
Where's my fucking money, Lorne?
That's next to come. Ah, I love it. Thank you as always, Slothcat. These are amazing.
Amazing work.
I'm
Amazing.
looking forward to that next episode. I'm assuming that's Betty.
Yeah, I think so.
Lovely. And g'day, Dan's Jeans, more crap for put downs, and Sanjata MB. All right, let's crack into it. You good to keep reading, or want me to read for a while?
You can read for a while. Oh, by the way, when I was in Hawaii, I sang that song over the Pacific Ocean. Did you also sing somewhere out there?
I did.
Me?
I did. I didn't really understand why I was drawn to sing it, but yeah, I just went out the front of my house and started singing. So, we're both looking at the moon at the same time, naked with pillows in our
Amazing.
hand.
That's right.
Mum, Trevor muttered as he. Sorry, Brad. Sorry, Mum, Brad muttered as he reached out his hands for his mother to take him. Kayla took Brad from Lorne, then leaned her head toward Lorne to give him a kiss. Fucking hell, always kissing. Lorne adored the sight in front of him, and Kayla could see it all over his face. They both turned and walked to the table, and Lorne pulled the high chair in for Kayla to place Trevor in it. Brad. Place Brad in it. They let Brad feed himself the scrambled eggs they gave him, and they ate French toast. I'm making French toast, baby. There was quite a mess to clean off the high chair when Brad was finished, but he seemed to enjoy that he ate what he ate of his breakfast. After Kayla got Brad cleaned up and Lorne got the mess cleaned from the high chair and the table, they put Brad in the playpen and left him to play while they sat with their coffee cups at the table. I want to talk about the nightmare you had last night, Kayla blurted out. Lorne looked at her in surprise. He didn't think that she would bring it up, or at least that he was hoping she wouldn't. I'd really rather not talk about it, honey, he replied. I do, she demanded. What happened last night scared me. I think it's important to talk about it. All right, I'm sorry I scared you. I don't know why my nightmare was as bad as it was, but it scared me too, he exclaimed. He exclaimed it. I'm sorry I scared you. I don't know why my nightmare was as bad as it was, but it scared me too, he exclaimed. Will you please go see the psychiatrist? For me and Brad at least, there's obviously some things that are still bothering you from the war, she said with a look of worry and emotion.
I have a great idea.
Mm.
I have a great idea. I have one of my my classic, stupid, horrible ideas. Him seeing a psychiatrist, it makes no fucking sense that he doesn't want to see a psychiatrist, right? No. So he should not. His goal from the beginning should have been his dad should have been like a general or like some rank in the military, right? And so Lorne should have joined the military wanting to get to that rank. He died in service or some bullshit. And so Lorne wants to get to that rank. He gets, dished out from the army too soon. But then now in the story, he's been back for a year. He's been discharged for a year. And they're like, hey, we'd like for you to be a general or whatever, since you've had no problems for a year since being discharged from a mental facility. We'd like you to come back for this. But if he goes back to see a psychiatrist, if he admits that he's having mental issues, then they'll revoke that. So you give the character a good choice, or not a good choice, but a choice. He either goes to see a psychiatrist to help his mental health, or he achieves his goal since the beginning of the book. And you make him make a choice, and he makes the wrong one to be a general or whatever rank in the military, instead of seeing a psychiatrist, and that backfires and ultimately leads to his destruction. Yeah. That would be much more compelling.
It definitely would be.
Instead of nothing.
And just laughing at Dan's jeans in the chat saying don't g'day me, you gave my kid an accent that I have to constantly explain now. This is literally the best thing I have heard. I love the fact that Your kid is talking like an Australian because of me. Anyway, Lorne let out a deep sigh. I'm going to go for a walk. I'll be back in a little while. Lorne kissed her on the lips and gave her a squeeze on her shoulder, then turned and walked out the door. Kayla walked to the window and watched him as he walked down the driveway. That's the end of the chapter. So I think that was a long chapter, and chapter 9 is equally long. So I think we'll leave it there this week. But
It's good.
But yeah, so what did you think of that chapter, Eel?
Absolutely, completely useless. You could just get rid of that whole fucking chapter. Nothing was accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
Waste of time. What about you? What did you think?
I completely agree. I mean, apart from the wedding, which really was so long ago that you can barely remember it, and it was, in comparison to the rest of the chapter, it was so short. Like, basically, got married, and then, basically all that happened was they got married, they had the kid, time skipped for some unexplained reason, and, now we're not sure if the kid is talking or if it's not talking. I really am very, very, very confused by the whole thing. But, probably 5% of all of that was any kind of plot point. The rest was just fucking coffee and flirting with his mum, basically. Like, that was
right.
That was the whole chapter. So very, very bizarre.
That's a really great review for this book.
That could really be the forward to this book, was like, Lorne Lorne goes to Afghanistan, gets messed up, and flirts very heavily with his mother while eating mashed potato and ham cubes.
Right.
But yeah, so I think we'll leave it there, guys. So thank you very much once again for being here. Oh, sorry, is there anything you want to say before we go, mate?
No, I'm good. Good to go.
Lovely. All right. So,
Wait.
Yeah.
I did absolutely say before we go. Congratulations on 1,000 subscribers, Cornville. You really earned it.
Thank you. I don't feel I earned it, but I do appreciate you saying that, and I do very much appreciate every single one of those subscribers. Like, it still amazes me that people actively choose to spend time out of their day listening to me talk shit. I don't understand why, but I do very much appreciate it because I love hanging out with all you guys. So all right. So look, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you all for being here. No breed reveal, Evil Little Big Nuggets. And we will see you all next week for chapter 9 of this absolute clusterfuck. All right. Don't forget to delete your archives, guys. And I will see you all very soon.